Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Digimon review for you today. This is D-Art's Wargreymon. I was very excited to get hold of this guy. I believe this is a reissue, and I was just trying to look at this, but I don't think it says anything about like a more recent date. The only date I could find is down here in the corner. It says 2010, but I don't believe this is actually from 2010. I think that's when the original came out. But as you can see here, some really cool pictures on the back. I'm very excited to get this guy out of the packaging, and so let's go ahead and do that and take a closer look. So here's Wargreymon out of the packaging, and I have to say he looks fantastic. They did a really nice job with the detail and the paint and everything on this. It really, really looks good. You even have the crest of courage here on the back. Really, really nice. The blades here on his gauntlets are like a super chrome, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like metal. It's just like a plastic chrome plating. But it looks pretty cool. I'm kind of worried that that might chip in the future, but only time will tell on that. But it looks impressive. It looks nice and shiny, which I appreciate. So this guy's got a ton of articulation, almost to the point where I wish he had a little bit less articulation. I know that sounds kind of dumb. The shoulder joint is like crazy ball and socket that can like move all the way around, and then you've got some hinge here for the like shoulder pad, so that won't get in your way. But I mean, there's really a ton of articulation here in the shoulder. The head's on a ball joint. You've got a bicep swivel right here. You've got two joints in the elbow, so you could go all the way, or no, maybe I'm wrong. No, it just kind of looks like that. You basically have this 90 degrees here in the elbow. I'm not sure if that can move as well. It doesn't really look like it. Then you've got the hands are on ball joints, and you can see the hands are inside there. And what you can do, you can, it's a little hard to do, but you can pop the hand off and then take the hand out. It gets a little stuck in here sometimes. So you can take this whole gauntlet piece off and just set that off to the side if you like, and then pop the hand back on. So if you wanted to say, like, maybe he was in a fight and he lost one of his gauntlets or something like that, and you just wanted him to have the hand, the fist, you could do that. I think the gauntlets are really cool, so I'll most likely leave them on mine. But it's an option that you have. You get 2 points of articulation here in the chest. You have this top swivel, and then you have an actual swivel at the waist. It's a little hard to like do the waist one because the top one is the one that wants to move the most. He's a little floppy, but not like once you get him into pose, he'll keep it. He'll definitely keep the pose. But when you're trying to move one piece of his body, sometimes it causes a lot to move. But the flaps here have some movement, so they won't hinder the leg articulation. Same with this front flap. He's got a same kind of ball and socket in the hip as he does in the shoulder. Maybe it's not as movable as the shoulder, but it's pretty close. And then you've got 90 degrees here. Now this one I think there is two, yeah. There's a joint here where it connects, and then where it connects here. So it's got two joints there, and then there's a ball joint in the foot. But it looks fantastic. I really love the look of it. The detailing is fantastic. There's also a ball joint under here, where this like back part connects to his back. So you can put it together if you like. You could have it go out. You can move it back a little bit or closer to the body. So there's a nice bit of movement there as well. Not a whole lot of detail on the back, but I mean you don't need it because the front looks fantastic. Alright, I'm going to try to get this thing back on. It's kind of difficult. You have to put the fist inside here like that, and then thread it through this piece here and try to get it to go back in the ball joint. Which is certainly not impossible, but more difficult than it sounds. My problem is I don't get the reassuring click that it's in, which is what I'm looking for. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to have to take a second to get this back on. Okay, I was able to get that back in, so we're good to go. He does come with one accessory. this weird little ball, which I believe is supposed to be like when he puts his hands together and conjures a fireball. Now, it has the instructions saying, if you look at this, you can see how there's kind of like a little beveled, there's like a flare on each side that has like a little beveled spot. And that is supposed to fit like in between one of the claws down at the bottom here. It's kind of tricky to get it to stay. But if you can kind of sandwich it in there, and it'll stay precariously, maybe. So it's, like I said, it's kind of difficult to get it to stay. I feel like I see what they were going for, but, and maybe I'm just doing it wrong, but I don't think so. So there we go. If I can get him to stand now. See all this articulation sometimes. I kind of wish there was only one piece of articulation in the chest. I don't even actually need our chest articulation. I kind of wanted it to just be just the waist. Because, at least on mine, it's kind of floppy in the chest. And that kind of makes him do crazy stuff. But there you go. If you can kind of get it to go there. He can hold the fireball in his hands before we launch it. But to me, this is just kind of a wasted accessory because that's certainly not why I bought the figure. I just want him to look like he's ready to fight, have the claws out to the side, pose this on the back. You know, just put this guy on a shelf. He looks fantastic. This is definitely a figure for collectors. I definitely wouldn't buy this for a child because a child could possibly break it, or it's just too floppy sometimes. Like I said, it will hold a pose once you give it to him, but this middle, especially this joint here, and right in the like abdomen, right below his pecs, it's just kind of loose. It's not loose to the point that it's going to fall over or anything, but it's just a little weird. But I definitely love the look of the figure. I think he looks fantastic, and as a collector, just to pop him on my shelf, he's going to look absolutely great. He's always been one of my favorite evolutions of any of the characters. Obviously, he's my favorite of Agumon/Greymon. But even of all the originals, I really think he was one of my all-time favorite Digimon. So I was really happy to pick up a really nice figure of this guy. Because they didn't really make many nice figures of these guys back in the day, in the 90s. I collected a lot of the toys from back in the 90s. And I had kind of a lot of the like 2.5 to 3 inch figures. I think they were 2-inch figures. Bandai of America popped out a lot of those. Like, you know, every week it felt like you were getting 10 more of those. And they were great because they were only a couple bucks and they were fun little representations. So I have a Greymon of that, or Wargreymon of that. But this is just so nice to get a really cool, detailed, beautiful looking version of this character that I've really loved the design of for a long time. I really love it. So let me know what you guys think. I definitely think if you are a fan of Wargreymon or Digimon in general, this guy's worth picking up. I really think he looks great. I don't know how his availability is going to be at this point. I got him on CS Toys, but I think they sold out the same day. So I don't know what is. I mean, I would try Amazon or eBay. It's probably your best bet for something like this. Sorry, my video cut out there real suddenly because I'm running out of room here on my camera. But basically, this guy's great. If you love Wargreymon, go out there and find him. You know, I think it's a fantastic figure. Great representation of the character. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at D-Art's Wargreymon, and thanks for watching.